Okay. Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 49. I'm Alicia, the Ink Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody had a good
Hello.
week. It's a countdown to
Last
Christmas.
podcast before Christmas.
Yep.
And unlike Reseller Clickbait Podcast, we are not going to be taking a break. You guys will still get your normally scheduled Flippin' Fantastic Friday next week.
Woohoo.
So,
Yes. So come here, all you people who have nothing to listen to next week, because everybody else is taking a break.
yeah, we never rest.
No.
No rest for the episodes.
Nope.
Well, I wanted to start off with the highlight of my weekend last week that you already know about it, but I thought I'd talk about it here because I've mentioned it. Went to the old town to sell my house. It's officially not my house anymore. Keys are out of my hands.
Congratulations.
And then, yeah, I'm so excited that that's done. So now we get to focus on this house. But I found out, well, okay, I'm going to give you guys a long version so that way I can just explain it better over voice rather than text like I was with you guys in the little Discord group we're in. But I went to the Goodwill over there, and there's this lady I see like all the time. I never talked to her because she always looked just kind of cranky, and so I never really talked to her. And she saw me and she's like, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "Oh, I moved." And she's like, "Oh," and we like finally get to talking. We're staying there in the middle of the Goodwill aisle talking for like 30 minutes. Yada yada. She's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna say his real name. I'm gonna say Steve." "Oh, Steve got fired a couple weeks ago." She's referring to the creepy manager that works at that Goodwill that I always talked about. He got fired. Which was the highlight of my day that day. I was like, "Oh, wow." So I'm like, awesome. Now when I come back to shop, I don't have to worry, like look over my shoulder constantly. Because every time I'd be there, he'd come out. If I was there, he'd come out and see me. And but she said the new manager, I guess, doesn't believe in online sales. So,
sweet.
meaning like she thinks they're not going to hold a lot back for shopgoodwill.com and they're going to put out more stuff. She's like, "I really shouldn't be telling you because you're technically competition," but that she told me that anyways. And she also told me, she's like, I've seen what you do. She's like, "You do really good." She's like, "I don't compliment people often," but she's like, "You've got it in you." She's like, "Keep up what you're doing." And I was like, "Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you." This is
Nice.
like an older lady. She's probably in her 50s or 60s. I told her, I'm like, "Oh, do you watch YouTube?" So I was gonna tell her, like, check out the podcast or check out, Trash to Cash or anything.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't do any of that. So she has no clue. And we also both dislike the main reseller like my main competitor that I used to have over there, the one that snatched those video games from in front of me and stuff. She had the same thing happen to her at a sale, but from him. We're talking about him. And she said at one sale there's some like belt buckles in front of him, so she just went right in front of him and grabbed them from in front of him. So she gave him a taste of his own medicine, I guess.
Good.
But yeah, so we talked for a while and it was really cool. And she's like, "Well, good luck with everything," and blah blah blah. So I told her I'll be around. I told her I'd probably go back maybe about once a month average, maybe. But so yeah, that's pretty cool. And I guess next time I go to that Goodwill, I can expect maybe some changes with this new manager. And was it Resell the Ride in the Discord? It's like, imagine that manager. Imagine Steve got a job at Goodwill here in Lincoln. I was like, there's no way. I'm like, and then I found out through someone else that he moved to Minnesota. So maybe I'll never see him again, and I'm okay with that. So that was the highlight of my weekend. I was just like, so much stuff just happened. This lady like gave me all this info. I'm like, well, that's great. He got fired. There's a new manager. There's supposed to be better stuff getting put out. I ended up finding a really cool Iron Maiden t-shirt while I was there.
Sweet.
Nice front and back print. It's from like 2008. Nothing super amazing, but it's still cool. And it's on the end cap. And I also found a little Yeah, Pottery Company, Westmoreland. It's like that. They usually do like the light pink and the light blue. I found a
Right.
little ornament for 50 cents, and I'm like, here at the Goodwills in Lincoln, you don't find anything for 50 cents anymore. So it's nice to go
Wow.
back to the
Yeah.
old one because
Uh-huh.
you can find stuff for under $1 pretty easily. So
Yeah.
that was the highlight of my weekend. Do you have a a highlight? I know you had some other things you wanted to talk about.
No, my weekend, I didn't shop, and my weekend sales wise stunk, but what are you gonna do? It's too close to Christmas, I guess. And I did
Mhm.
list. I listed on eBay. I got back to cross listing. I haven't done a lot, but I put some stuff on Macari. I used Flip, and I was using it
Oh.
before, but it was so kind of it was so clunky and was taking so long and everything that that's when I
Mhm.
stopped. And List Perfectly was like too expensive for me. I wasn't selling enough to like justify that cost. So I had tried Flip, and like I was like, it's a good thought, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's like taking too long. Like this just too much. But I sat there and I did the other day, and I was like, it was like working really well. Like it
Mhm.
imported all of my eBay listings. It took, I mean, it wasn't like instantaneous. It took a little while, but it did it seamlessly. So all like 500 of my listings are in Flip, and then I started like going through and putting some stuff on Mercari. So I did that, and I haven't sold anything over there yet. I mean, I've sold stuff there before, but I haven't sold anything yet. And I listed two things on Dibdit.
There you
So
go.
when I was doing that, I had to copy those pictures and put them in, save them in so I could do it. But I only got to two things because I didn't sort through to find my other Disney stuff. It was just two Disney pins. But I didn't sell anything over there yet either, but that's okay. I'm like, kind of getting back into um, cross listing. So hopefully Flip keeps on keep it on because it's free. And I will sing its praises. If it's
Speak
working good, I will sing its praises.
I never got the chance to use it. I did like
hmm
sign up and get like approved to use
hmm
it, but speaking of Dibdit, they're doing their first live like raid
Yeah.
train on
hmm
Thursday. Of course, when you
Yeah.
guys are listening to this, it's going to be over, but hopefully
Yeah.
next week I can come back and tell you guys how that goes cuz it looks like I'm right after Kevin.
Oh,
So,
cool.
he's going to be raiding me, so I'll
What
be
time of
getting
day? Because I'm
for
going to
me
be.
it's 3:45 Eastern, but I believe it's 2:45 my
Okay.
time. I
Okay.
think. I was trying to like
I
schedule
might
it
be
cuz you have to
home by
like
then. Yeah.
pre-schedule. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
fun. I already started going through some stuff. I bought like at that glass buy, that guy gave me a whole box full of Disney stuff for $20. So there's a
Yeah.
bunch of random like
Nice.
there's like a really fancy Disney pen with Mickey Mouse on it that
hmm
I see like those fancy pens. I see like comps up to 80 to 100, but I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it in there and start at 10. I've already made my money off that box, so I'm just gonna kind of throw things on this show and just see what happens.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Everything pretty cheap. The most
hmm
expensive item I have, like starting price is $10. So, and that's that pen. So
Yeah.
everything else is like $2, $3, $5. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm actually doing more prep work for this than I've ever done for Whatnot. Like, so,
Yeah.
because I'm actually like really motivated. I'm also like, I need to get my crap together by like tomorrow night. So I make sure I'm good. And they're doing a call for it.
hmm
Like all of us call in that are going to be doing the live. And
That's
I
cool.
think I'm the only female doing
Yeah.
participating in this live train. I think it's all
Yeah.
like, there's like, I don't know how many people,
That's
but
cool. Hopefully, at some point, I can do one. I don't know
that'd be
that I
so
have
fun.
enough stuff yet, but like we said this last time, it kind of gives you a motivation to look for that stuff. It's not stuff that I would necessarily pass up, but I wouldn't. I'm also not like Disney. I definitely look at, but
Right.
some other things. Well, I mean, I mean they're way into like sports cars and you know comics, and I don't. I mean, even though I like comics, I don't know enough about that stuff. But
Right.
but the other stuff, like, it, you know, motivates to look for it. Not that I wouldn't look for it anyway, because I do like that kind of stuff. But yeah, it gives you a focus when you're shopping sometimes. But I
For
told you
sure.
that before too. I said I was like kind of like going through, because I've been like digging through my, and hopefully after the holidays, like after Christmas, I can get more into it, because I need to get some more shelves. They're usually on sale after Christmas or like after New Year's. Um, but I've been like sorting stuff. So I do have, you know, some things that I think will go on there too. Like I have a ton of like Fisher, like old Fisher Price toys, and I think that fits there. I mean, I have to ask them, but I
I
think that
think
would
it maybe
fit
would, but
fit their
also
pop
earlier,
culture nostalgia kind of thing.
right, but also earlier today, somebody posted like a Thomas the Train
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
toy thing, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, does this fit
Yeah.
you know?" And they said no. They're basically going more towards adult children stuff, you
Okay.
know, stuff from their childhood. Thomas the Train's more like
Right.
for current children,
Yeah.
I guess. I
Mhm.
don't know like how they're trying to word it,
Mhm.
but um
Well,
so they pretty much said no.
I'm older than all three of them, so I and the stuff I bought is from my childhood, so I'll ask them.
Yeah, yeah. Um and then with the list I see, you know, of course there's Dave, Kevin, Carrie. I see Josh. I don't know who Josh is, but they have like everyone's first name. But Dave,
I would
Josh, Tim,
yeah.
Rod, Kevin.
I would argue with them though, because they have, you know, the category 70s, 80s, 90s, and I would if I whoever that was that wanted to sell Thomas, I would argue with them that Thomas is 90s. I mean, he's still popular now, but that's when
Mhm.
he started, and the millennials from the 90s, you know, I think. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I'm still looking
Like
at
I
my
said, I
camera
was going to
here.
ask him about the Fisher Price stuff, because I have tons. I have some other stuff too that I think that'll fit in there. So if I don't see it, I'll ask him, but I am sorting. That's like I have I have such I have so much stuff in my death pile, like so much more. And I thought, you know, it's like this whole year has been just like one big, it's been a little bit up and then one big down, you know, roller coaster ride.
Right.
And I it's like I went shopping and I never got to list, or I was in a mood, or like I had to do something else and help somebody and this and that, and hopefully this year will be better. I don't know. Hope so. But I we'll see.
Yeah. I feel on that. I was catching up with a fellow. They're kind of a reseller. After I told them that I resell, they decided to get into it.
Mhm.
And I was catching up with them and I was telling them how, you know, I moved and pretty much I still have like 600 items that are still sitting in bins in my garage that just need to be relisted. And I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I'm like, it shouldn't really take that long, but I've been focusing on stuff that need to be listed. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not having estate sales for maybe a month or two, but I also heard that some are starting again in January. Like they're done for
Yeah.
now until January.
Right, yeah.
So, gives me like this maybe hopefully a month to get my crap together and get everything finally
Mhm.
listed cuz that's like
Yeah.
on my shoulder like I've got a little like, "Hey, you need to do this. You need to get this done." Because it's literally just money sitting there. So it's like,
Oh, I that's fine. I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh my god, I didn't sell that at like I have a Disney, it's like a Pooh stuffed animal and he's like in a pumpkin bucket. And I
mhm,
remember buying it this summer and I'm like, I didn't list that at Halloween. Like, oh my God, you know, or like before Halloween, like when I got it, like, why didn't I? It like got put and I don't know. I mean, there's no excuse. I'm just, it's terrible. But the end of the summer, I will say, in my defense, was like kind of a mess. But you know, personally, um, with my family, but you know. But that was one of the things that I put in the I can probably list that on Dibdit, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's exciting, especially for when there's gonna be more live sales. I've also heard that they're gonna do
Yeah.
like a card one, like for Carrie, so that's super
Mhm.
exciting. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
do more themed ones where one's just toys or one's just
Right.
like action
Mhm.
figures or even stuff like that. So
Plush
that way
and
you can
stuff.
like, yeah, because I've been like
Mhm.
even outsourcing, I've been paying attention more to, oh, this is stuff that'd be good on Dibdit or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's what yeah, that focus is there. Like
Yep. So that's
even
fun
though
to know.
because if you have a more focused audience, like it might you I might consider something that I wouldn't consider no,
Hmm.
like just for eBay just because but like if it's a more focused audience they're going to come look for that stuff. I don't you know what I mean.
You're
So,
more likely to sell because
yeah, exactly.
it's not just a mixture of every single thing you can
And
sell.
not in
It's a
this getting your listing getting lost in a sea of, you
exactly.
know, junk,
I
other
haven't
junk.
sold anything on there lately.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Actually, that kind of
hopefully when after holidays stuff picks up and that kind of thing picks up,
right. Um, as I talk, speaking of things I sold, I did sell a couple things over at to Matt's Profit Pursuit, which he actually left us a comment on our previous
Oh,
video.
cool.
He said, Alicia, I just received my Dibdit order today. Thanks. He ordered
Oh.
I think it was a towel, Ninja Turtles towel,
Mhm.
and I think there was some sort of a magazine or something he ordered. I think. I can't remember, but that was the last order I shipped out from Dibdit. And then also Amy had an update on that package that we had talked about in the last episode. She said that package was MIA forever, was finally delivered. It took exactly 21 days to get there, but they left positive feedback because they said I was very responsive. Thank goodness.
Oh,
I was
that's nice.
expecting a
Yeah.
negative. But that's
Yeah.
good because shipping is
That's good.
not your that's not your not your problem, but
It's
not
not your
your
fault.
fault.
Like if you
Yeah.
got it out on time and, what they do with it after that, it's not I mean, it sucks and it sucks for the buyer and as a seller you understand that, but it's not you didn't cause it, you know what I mean? So they shouldn't get negative you shouldn't get negative feedback for that. But I mean, you have to, rectify it.
Right. Um, what else? I wrote down what we were talking about and I lost the thing. You were talking about a vase that sold
Oh yeah.
on
Everybody knows that already, but that woman bought a vase for it looks like a like, it's glass. Looks like a bottle. Um with like colored stripes and she bought it for $3.99 and sold it at auction for
that's crazy.
$107 to some European art
Imagine.
collector. Yeah. It
Imagine you
was
buy a vase and throw it in an auction. They're like, "Hey, it's sold for."
I'm trying to remember
You
what it
made.
trying to see what I forget what it was called who like the artist. I can't.
I saw
Oh,
the article
Carlos
and
Scarpa designed Penel Penelate vase. I'm going to say Penelate because it's Italian. It's an Italian glass company, Venini, in 1947. I mean, honestly, if you haven't seen it, look it up. If you looked at it, you'd be like, eh. I mean, I might be like, oh, that's something from. I mean, I guess if you looked up close, maybe it looks different, but it didn't to me stand out as anything like just from the picture I saw. It didn't stand
right.
like, oh my god, that's something. But again, maybe in person it looks a little, finer and more detail or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the it's out there, people. your big your big
Got to
score
get
is out there.
educated on it. It's just like,
Yeah.
it might have been something I would have looked at if I saw it in the store.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how that's what just from the pictures looking at it, I don't know if I don't know. Like I'd have to see it in person to see if I thought I would give it a second glance because
Right.
it's not something I would have ever thought that would $100,000 plus.
That's
But good for
crazy.
her. Good for her.
Yes.
There are still fines at Goodwill. There are still some. I know some people's Goodwill stink, but some people's don't. So, I mean, around here, it's like, there's days. It just depends on who donated what. you
Right.
know, if there was good stuff, sometimes you go in there and you're like cart full, and sometimes you leave with nothing. So,
And hopefully I leave with a bunch of stuff because tomorrow I will be going and hitting all the Goodwills in town. Usually I do that,
mhm.
like I told you, usually Monday or Tuesday I go do it,
Yeah.
but I haven't felt great. So
Yeah.
tomorrow's gonna be the day. Fingers crossed I come home with some good stuff. Maybe find some good stuff for Dipped It at
Yeah.
Goodwill or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because we each of us get 45 minutes on there. So I'm trying to figure
Mhm.
out how many items I should have preloaded into Dibdit. I was thinking at least 40 items. Like
Is it?
even then, that's probably
I haven't
overkill.
watched any lives on Dibbed It or
Hmm.
just on District at all. So how's it is it kind of like a whatnot? Like is there a
Yeah,
countdown
like
or
you
a
can
timer?
choose, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, except they don't let you do like 15 seconds like Whatnot does. The
Yeah.
lowest you
How
could do
long
is
is it?
30 seconds.
Okay. Mhm.
So I'm like, well, even if I have 40 items, if I ran it, every 30 seconds, which is
Right.
impossible, you're gonna
Right.
be talking in between or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
it'd be 20 minutes. So,
Yeah.
um,
It'll
I don't know.
it'll take longer than that because, you got to
Yeah.
give everybody a minute and show the thing and so 40 items would be way more than you would need, I would think, or end up needing.
Yeah, I also don't want to put too much work into it, especially
Right.
now when there's so much around here that needs to
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah.
I'm noticing
Well, I
my
mean,
camera's
like you
getting
want to have enough, but you don't do too much because that's just too
yeah,
much.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't want to do more work than I need to do basically. And I'm
Yeah.
noticing my camera's getting more and more blurry, so sorry guys. I don't know what's going on, but I'm slowly fading into blurriness over here. But you can still hear me fine, so that's probably what counts.
Yeah. You're just soft focus. I was
Yeah, I
soft
don't know.
focused
I don't
last
know
week.
what's
Honestly, I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so, because I didn't feel good either, like over the weekend. And
Mhm.
like the circles under my eyes are like still bad. I'm feeling puffy.
Oh, I was so upset because I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in today. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. last night. We were playing games. My husband and I were playing games with our friends, and we
Mm-hmm.
were up pretty late. We're having a good time. Like, there's just stupid stuff that we're talking about that was just so
Yeah.
funny. I was laughing
Yeah.
so hard, and I think that's messed with my throat.
Yeah. Well, you had a
And
good time.
and then
That's
I
fun.
wake up, I look at my phone, it's 11:40. I'm like, crap, I didn't set out packages. I go up, I rush down here, throw them in the bin, take them outside, and they never picked up. So either they just never picked them up in general, or I missed them by, within the past 40 minutes of waking
Yeah.
up, which was sad, but
That was mine. I had my couple small little things that sold this weekend and I put them out
right.
yesterday. And I go back out there. Well, here's what happened. So, my house and the neighbors, like our mailboxes are like they're in twos in our neighborhood, so it's right next to theirs. And they had something in their mailbox because they had the flag up. So I was like, I did my stuff. I was like, oh, nobody came yet. I put him out there. I was like, good, I won't have to go to the post office.
Mm.
No, and it was like dark and what was I doing? I went outside and I was like, God dang it, he didn't come. So I don't want to leave it out there dark. I mean, I don't knock on wood. I know that there's porch pirates in my neighborhood, but I'm like kind of off right like on the main drag and everything. I don't think that's not somewhere where they'll go because too many people, there's too many cars and everything around. So,
Mhm.
they'll go into the quieter streets. But I don't want to leave my stuff out there overnight, So I took it in, and then and the other thing was I was supposed to get stuff delivered yesterday. It never, at like 8 o'clock at night, they delivered my stuff. So he
Oh,
probably would
you
have
must have been
taken
really
it.
back up then.
Yeah, so I don't know. And then somebody mentioned on there, on one of our chats that some post offices are like, oh, they're not delivering one day a week, they're just doing packages. So I don't even know if he would have picked it up. And anyway, I put it out today. He came today. I saw our regular mailman today. So I don't know if he was off, so they did just do packages. I don't know. But see, that's why I'm always hesitant to actually schedule a pickup now, because I'm like,
Right.
I don't know if they're going to come. And I
Well,
was just lazy. I was like, these are small. They fit in the mailbox. I don't have to drive to the post office.
right, and, like, today, usually when I set packages out, I always do the pickup.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, if they miss me, I'll get an email, just shortly after saying, your package pickup was successful or your packages weren't found or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I never got an email about any of it today. So either I'm thinking maybe they had like a substitute today or something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the camera
Yeah.
or I didn't even see our mail person today, but I'm thinking that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I did have one person message asking, "Oh, did this item ship out today?" It was like a Wii manual, which is literally like the cheapest thing that was in my store. I sold it for like
Yeah.
$3.60.
Uh-huh.
Or literally nothing. I think I actually lost money because I messed up the shipping. And like, "Oh, did it ship out today?" I'm like, "Actually, I had it set out and it never got picked up." So I was like, "It's going to get shipped out tomorrow. Like if they don't end up picking up, I'm just gonna have to go to the post office and go
Yeah.
take all my packages." So
Do you watch? So have you ever seen that one mailman on TikTok?
no, who?
That's his name on there. That one mailman. And he gets on there and he has like fake grills on. He's funny. He's funny, but he does the one day he was talking about Sheen or whatever that company is
Yeah.
called. And he was like, damn, Sheen, can't you box this stuff up? I got like 57, I guess just of the poly mailers. He's like, you
Oh
can't
my
put this all in
gosh.
one box. I'm trying to carry all these 57 little slippery pack. He was so funny. I was laughing so hard.
I've never ordered from there, but
Neither have I.
I mean, it's
But apparently he delivered a whole bunch of small bags to one house. He goes, can't you put it all in one box? Help a mailman out.
that's funny.
Yeah. And then I did so that's the other I he's funny, but then I finally on my For You page yesterday, I was telling you this
Mhm.
was it yesterday? And that one of those ladies that shops at like Home Goods and TJ Maxx came across. She was at Burlington. She was shopping, and so I watched her for a little while. I was trying to figure out I didn't have time to watch her the whole way through, but I
Mhm.
followed her, and so today I've clicked on and I opened it up and she was on there shopping TJ Maxx. I can't figure out, like, she was like, this is the price if you've never ordered from me before. So I guess she has she tacks on like a fee or something. And she's like, and
Mhm.
this is your price of it if you have ordered from me before. I'm like, I don't get what her
That's weird. What
pricing
I've
was.
heard seeing it was if they've ordered from her or the person that day, because they have
Mm-hmm.
a finder's fee, I've seen anything as cheap as $10 to around $20.
Mm-hmm.
If the finder's fee is once, and then
Yeah,
once you
that
pay that
must have been
finder's
what
fee
this was. Yeah.
once,
Uh-huh.
you can order more throughout or get more items throughout the day without the finder's fee. But to
Well,
me, it's like,
maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what she was saying. Because I
unless
only
it was actually just in general, if someone's ordered from her,
yeah,
like, I don't
I don't
know.
know. I only watched her for a few minutes. Because then we went to Home Depot to get some stuff to finish my bathroom and my kitchen. And so I only
Ooh.
watched her for a few minutes. But yeah, but so I finally found one. But her TJ Maxx. Now I don't go to TJ Maxx that often because it's not close. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not far. There's actually one near the Home Depot that we just went to, but I usually go to Marshall's closer, or I go to the nicer Marshalls. But yeah, hers was like packed with stuff. Like she was going through like when I turned her on, she was in the makeup aisle
Mhm.
and just like racks and racks of palettes. I was like, dang, I never see that much in any of my stores. But it's
I've
interesting.
only gone to the one Home Goods and TJ Maxx, but we also have or no, Home Goods and Marshalls, but we have a TJ Maxx standalone store also here in Lincoln. I haven't gotten there yet because
Yeah.
their hours are kind of weird. Like they don't open till later and then they close early, so
Oh really?
it's kind of not
Yeah.
convenient. But maybe one day I'll get over there because it's honestly great for gift shopping. You can like find something for everybody, at
Oh
least
yeah.
one thing for everybody there,
Yeah.
or at least Home Goods and Marshalls,
I'm
or
gonna go
yeah.
to Marshall's Home Goods tomorrow because I want to find some. I'm gonna get some bath towels for the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once we, it'll be honestly Christmas Eve. He's gonna be. I swear. But I got the can of paint. I can finish painting like the rest of the kitchen and stuff. But my husband takes his time. I love him. I love you. But
Okay, my
and
husband
if
also
I just want
like
a working toilet and a working sink for Christmas morning when my family comes over for breakfast. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to be finished because we also have to get new trim. So our old
oh
our old sink was like in the corner, like against the wall. Do you know what I mean?
uh-huh.
Like so it was like right built in like to the wall. And unless I guess you go to like a cabinet or like get like cabinets, it the the cabinet that was in there matched with the old cabinets that were in our kitchen. So I guess like builder stuff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
When you just go and you get something at the store, it doesn't do that. And this we can't move it over either. Cause I was like, well, we can just put it in the corner even if it doesn't like completely it's not gonna be flush. That's fine. But we can't.
Mhm.
There has to be a gap in there. A gap because of the way it's cut out in the back for the pipes.
Oh.
So we can't move it any farther. So we also have to so like where that was like it had a countertop and it had like that little lip that went around like
Mhm.
sometimes people have in the kitchen. We had it in the kitchen before, now we just have backsplash. And that was like glued to the wall and like he had to pull that off. So he had to spackle that and sand it and stuff. So it's
Oh,
been a little bit more
fun.
it's been more time consuming than I've wanted it to be. And then so we'd actually there's not going to be any I told you some of the trim broke when he took it off to
Right.
pull up the floor. The floor's all done and everything, but we're not going to have trim because not only is part of that broke, but we're going to have to get some to go in that gap now, you know. So it's going to be a 3/4 finished bathroom.
It's getting
Uh,
there. I guess that's what counts, right?
yeah. Well, he's to put the sink, the toilet, and we'll hang the mirror. The trim is just going to have to be after. I don't know that we're going to have time to get that done and cut and in before Christmas. And then I got to paint the kitchen, but there's not a lot of wall space in the kitchen to paint. It's just that I painted the trim and now the walls look like crap. So
I don't have any goals for Christmas. We didn't decorate. I I told like I was asking my husband, I'm like, "Do you want to do
hmm
gifts this year?" I'm like, "I'm fine with just not doing anything for each
hmm
other. Like, just
yeah,
keep it even, call it good,
hmm
instead of like one of us getting a gift and the other one like scrambling or whatever." But we
yeah.
decided to do gifts. So this year, I'm actually gonna wrap the presents and wait until Christmas because usually we're too excited and we give each other gifts, or like it gets here from Amazon and we literally
Uh-huh.
just hand the package. Here you go. So we're actually gonna wait this year,
That's
or I
funny.
am, even though
Yeah.
he's already spoiled one for me, and I'm like, I want to be surprised this year for once. Like usually I know what I'm getting,
Oh, my
so I
husband's
know half of it, I guess. But
gift giving is not my husband's love language, as they say. He's terrible at it.
oh yeah,
And like last year, I was like, if I get another pair of pajamas that I don't wear to bed, because I like wear a t-shirt and shorts. Like I'm like, don't
right.
get me another pair of pajamas. Like I don't need any more. So he's terrible. Anyway, I got that desk, so I already know what I got. At
There you
least I got
go.
what I wanted.
Hey, yeah,
Because
you got something you
he's
could use.
I have to tell him what to get me. So, but it's not. I mean, it's in a box downstairs. So it's going to sit there until after, hopefully, right after Christmas. I'll be able to get it together and put it in that room.
I'm kind of good at gift giving, I guess, but I overthink it too
Hmm.
much. Like, for example, I bought I don't know if I talked about this on here or not. I remember telling someone, but I got a gift basket for our mortgage lady that helped us out with selling our old house. Like, she's just the mortgage like writer, but
Hmm.
she helped us since it was
Yeah,
private
because you did
sale.
the private sale. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and like she helped us out, and I'm like, she literally like saved us at least
Yeah.
like 10 grand just on
Hmm.
realtor fees. I'm like, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
her a nice gift basket.
Hmm.
I went to Home Goods, I found one, had like popcorn and chocolate and hot chocolate and all kinds of stuff. And I was just thinking, like, oh, what if she's gluten free, or what if she's vegan? What if she can't have any of this? Like, I was really stressing out, but I'm like, well, she has a family, she has kids. I'm like, if
Yeah.
she can't eat it,
Somebody will
someone
have it. Yeah.
can.
Mhm.
So that's me. Or it's like I try to be super mindful about what I get people because I don't want to contribute to like the maximalism that is like just
Yeah.
America, like
Yeah.
just how
Hmm.
like gift giving is just like you just give people all kinds of crap they don't need. And like I
Yeah.
try to just be mindful about
Yeah. Well, I told you
that.
we pick name. I mean, my husband and I give, but otherwise we pick names. We can't pick our own. My husband and I when we pick, but and then his family we don't do anything. They're not big gift givers. So
Usually my husband, all he does for his family, he just gets them all Amazon gift card. I'm like, hey, it's easy. They can get what they want at that point. And I'm
yeah.
like,
Hmm.
but
We did when we were younger, like, get his parents something, get his sister's brother something, but
mhm,
like over the years we stopped, like once his sister started having kids first, and we stopped the adult gift giving and just gave to
right.
the nephews. So, but we don't even, they're not big. It's not, so, which is fine by me because, I was like, he would give me a panic attack because we'd be like, 2 days before Christmas. Did you get them anything yet? What should I get them? I will get it, but you have to tell, like, I don't, you know what I mean? And it was like so
Right.
stressful. Like,
Gift
I'm
giving is
fine with
just
my family.
stressful.
Hmm.
For me, if it's just like a couple people or like just
Yeah.
like my parents and my
Hmm.
husband,
Yeah.
cool. But if it's like parents and husband and then like another family and their kids and like once it reaches past like three or four people, I'm stressed out.
Well,
Three or four
and that's
people's
all I have
enough.
to do. My niece, my husband, my son, my niece, I get her something, and
Hmm.
then just whoever's names we pick. So I had one of my sisters and my mom. So
Okay.
that's it. Oh well, actually, my sister, my one cousin that has all the kids. my sister's my one sister bought presents from us, so I gave her money because I'm like, I don't know what they
There you go.
have, like, so she specifically figured out what to get them. But yeah, I'm not. I don't hate it. But it's not my favorite thing.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a birthday gift type person. Christmas, it's just hard. For me, Christmas is harder than like birthday. Because I guess birthday, you just have to focus on like one person, not multiple people, I
Well,
guess.
yeah.
But
Hmm. Yeah.
um,
Unless it's, well, I don't know how your family is, but like everybody's birthdays are clumped. I got
Yep.
my parents and one of my sisters, but she doesn't talk to us. They're in September, and then my other two sisters and my husband and my son are all November. And then I'm like a week
Oh,
after Christmas, so it's fun. Yeah, they're all
and
lumped.
you have a birthday really close to my mother-in-law then. Her
Yeah,
birthday's later this month.
yeah.
But
Mine's in January, but yeah, it's right after
oh,
New
okay.
Year's.
I also wanted to ask because I was watching Reseller Clickbait podcast. They ranked their top 5 Christmas cookies. So I thought we could talk about what we like. As we don't have to do a top 5, but I'm a cookie person if it's the right cookie. There's some cookies I have and I'm just like, no.
My problem is now I am gluten free, so
It's
I
hard.
can't eat all the cookies anymore unless I make them. Or like I do have some family that like my aunt is I'm not celiac, I'm gluten free for similar but not the same exact reason. But I have a cousin and my
Mhm.
aunt that are celiac. So there are gluten free things around when the family's together. So that's good. But usually like when it comes to cookies, I'm either buying them or we make them. But you can get the good thing about it is you get cup for cup. Like they have gluten-free flour that works just like you can make your cookies like the recipe. The bad thing about gluten-free flour is you gotta eat those suckers fast because they are stale in a hot minute. So,
Uh,
well, you gotta seal them. Like put them in a Tupperware. They'll
mhm.
last longer that way. But my favorite ones are the ones I don't have to make, and those are Oreos because Oreo figured it out, and those you cannot tell the difference between a gluten-free
Really?
Oreo and a real Oreo. They are good. Yeah.
I love Oreos.
Yep.
Actually, I have now that I
I'm
think
glad.
about it, I haven't had Oreos, and I haven't had Oreos in a while, but it's
Mhm.
even better when they come out with the holiday ones and they color
Yeah.
the cream on the inside a different color. Like I don't know why, but for some reason the Halloween ones that they make the
Oh,
cream
yeah.
inside orange,
Yeah.
those taste the best out of any Oreo. I don't know why. The orange Oreos. But the Christmas ones they do red. I think those are pretty good
Yeah.
too. And
They
I
don't
think
do
they do
that with
other
the
colors
gluten-free, but,
too. Yeah. Yeah, Oreos are probably pretty high up there. I wasn't even
Mhm.
thinking of that. I was thinking of like
Well, I wasn't thinking of them either. I mean, they're technically not
yeah.
Christmas cookie that somebody would make, but
Hey,
just
it's
point
easy.
out. If you're
Um
gluten-free, they're the best.
as far as cookies, like usually I like cookies with milk. But for cookies without milk, I usually don't have sugar cookies with milk. I don't know why. That some reason in my brain that's like doesn't mix well, but there's like those cookies they have at the grocery store that are like sugar cookies, but they usually have the colorful frosting on top. They're a circle and
Yeah,
they're super
uh-huh.
soft. I don't know what
Yes.
those are, but they're like not they're really weird. They're like not real cookies, but
I
those
don't
are
know,
good.
I have a cousin that loves them, like, they're his favorite.
The
Um,
brand that I used to get of those, they're called like Loft House cookies. I don't know if that's like a brand that
yeah, I don't know.
everywhere, but that's the brand they used to be. Um, Chips Ahoy are pretty good. I used to like Chips Ahoy. I used to be because there was the chunky or the chewy, or is it chunky or chewy? But like, there's the ones that are like the harder cookies, and then the chewy ones that are super soft. I used to like the chewy, but now as an adult, those are like really weird. They're still
What are
good,
they?
but
Wait, what are they again?
Chips Ahoy, they'll
Oh, oh,
have
oh,
the two different kinds. There's the soft
yeah.
ones and the hard ones. Like there's like the chunky and chewy or whatever.
Yeah, uh-huh, yeah, I know what you mean.
And I used to not like the chunky ones, but now as an adult, those I like more than the chewy because the chewy ones are like they have like a Play-Doh taste to them. I don't know, but as a
I don't
kid, I didn't.
the Keebler Chewy soft batch? Was that what they were called?
Oh,
I don't know if they still make
I
them.
don't like those, but
Oh, I love those.
I think my
We
dad
used
likes those. I've seen those somewhere.
Yeah, we used to get those were good. I love those.
I like the Keebler fudge stripes. Those are my favorite too. Like
My favorite were uh the fudge stripes are good, but my favorite were the chocolate covered grahams cookies.
Chocolate covered
Yeah, they're
grahams.
Keebler. They're like a basically like a
Hmm.
graham cracker with chocolate over it. They're little squares or
Can't say I've
rectangles.
ever had that.
Oh my god, they're my favorite. My grandmother used to have them, and she used to keep them in the fridge. Loved them.
I also love
As
peanut butter cookies
yeah. So I'll my
in general.
sister requested she wants the she's like, "Are you guys gonna make cookies?" And so we usually make chocolate chip cookies, like Toll House, just the recipe on the
Hmm.
back. Um, so my husband will make regular ones, and then he'll make me some gluten-free ones. But my sister was like, sometimes I make the peanut butter ones with and put the Hershey Kiss on them.
Hmm.
And my sister requested them. I was like, yeah, well, I'll make them because those are easy. They're super
Those
easy to
were
make.
those were on Ken's list of one of
Yeah,
his favorites.
yeah.
I forgot
And
what he called them though. There was a name, and I was like, I've never heard them called that before.
I don't know. We just always called them the peanut butter kiss
Yeah,
cookies. I don't know.
yeah. Also unrelated to cookies, but they're called I've heard Scotcheroos or O. Henry bars, or but they're like the Rice Krispie treats, but they have chocolate on top, and it's like peanut butter Rice Krispie.
Oh,
I've heard different names for them, or
I don't think I've
Scotcheroos,
ever
I
had
think
that.
is. Did I already say that? But those are my
Yeah.
favorite. They sell them at Casey's gas stations. Those are okay, but I have a recipe for them, and
Hmm.
it's really good.
I like the other thing I like, and these are good like with your coffee or your tea. They're like little spritz cookies, or like the little cookie press cookies.
Uh-huh.
Like it's just like I have one. It's like you just turn it and you put the dough in, and it presses out like little trees or stars or whatever.
I don't know if
And
I've
we
ever
always
had
made
that.
them. We always made them when we were kids, and like and I made them with my son. I haven't made them lately. There's certain things that are better gluten free. I don't think it's better gluten free, but they're good gluten free because
Uh-huh.
just the consistency and stuff. And I made those gluten free the one time, and they turned out really well. Um, yeah, they're little presses, and you just put like food coloring in them. They're just they're like butter, flour. Like I think like you put a little bit of. They're like like German spritz. I forget what the full name is. Um, almond essence. You know, um, extract, almond extract in them, or vanilla extract. You put both, and yeah, they're just little. They're good for like having with your coffee or your tea, but I like those.
The Speaking of cookies, you know the cookies that come in that blue tin that usually is used for sewing supplies
Yeah.
afterwards? My mom is a big like she likes to find the deals.
Hmm.
And there was at one point, I think it was just after Christmas last year, where Dollar General had like some crazy sale, and she got a bunch of stuff for like 10 cents each.
Yeah.
And
Oh
included
yeah.
in that was a bunch of those tins full, like they're like butter
Uh-huh.
cookies or whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, so she had a bunch of those for a while. And I hadn't had them. I don't think I'd ever had them before but I've seen the boxes.
My mother-in-law would get them because she's a big tea drinker. My husband drinks hot tea all the time, and
Yeah.
we always laugh. We're like, "Oh, it's the sewing tin cookies," and we went to this. There's this. I went shopping on whatever it is the day after Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, with my mom and my sister, and we went to this. It's like a nursery, like a plant nursery,
Right.
and garden center, but they have like this big Christmas thing, and it's just they have all those like those glass ornaments. Anything you can think of, they have it. Like, you go somewhere and you see some of them and you see a few different things.
Mhm.
Every single one that you could think of, they had. They had an entire so each tree they had like themes and stuff, and the one tree was like baking. So they had the glass ornaments that look like Pyrex bowls stacked and
Oh
just
my
other
gosh.
baking things, and then they had my sister's like, "It's the sewing tin cookies." And they had that.
That's awesome. Kind of reminds me of Hobby Lobby. There was one year I went, or one time I went. I think it was around last year on the holidays, and they have some pretty cool, weird, obscure ornaments there. Like
Hmm.
two whole aisles of just ornaments, and you can find just some really weird stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that's how this place was. They had the the really expensive nutcrackers, like the handmade German ones, and the ornaments that are like a little tiny ornament that's like $100 because some German guy made it. I don't know, but yeah, but that's how
wow,
this was. It's like everything single. They had Disney, they had, and it was all the all those glass ornaments. But it was funny. We are like, she's like, it's the sewing tin cookies. We cracked up. I was like, oh, because my mother-in-law, like, she, bless her, she doesn't get out anymore, but she, like, shopping and deals was her thing, you know, like
that's my mom's thing. I think
coupons
that's why like
and
reselling just clicks so well for
hmm
me, is because I always went to garage sales with my mom and my grandma,
yeah,
and couponing. I did
uh-huh,
couponing for a bit before I moved out of the house. I did a bunch of couponing for all my stuff, like for my
yeah,
apartment
uh-huh.
and like all the
I
food,
I did
and
couponing, but I
anymore I
could
don't have
never.
time.
Yeah, I could never. I couponed. I wouldn't say I was a couponer. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
clipped coupons, but like the people that coupon, I was never that. But she wasn't to that extreme, but she's also like there's probably stuff in the back of like I know there's stuff in closets in that house that's like been there. You know what I mean? Because she's
Mhm.
a little bit of that hoarding. But but yeah, she would always we would always get he would get a tin of those cookies. And she would always get, because there's a department store around here called Boscov's,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that was her store. And they would always have this kind of stuff, like the tins of popcorn, like
Oh yeah. I love those.
they didn't call them. I want to say lightning deals. That's Amazon, but they'd have like doorbusters this time,
Oh, okay.
all through Christmas from like November and December. And she'd always get
Mhm.
the doorbell. You'd always get like some kitchen thing for Christmas back when we did exchange because she would get the doorbuster. But yeah, she
That's
was
kind of it.
wheeling
Kind
and
of
dealing.
sounds like a JC Penney. That's what it reminds me of. When I hear doorbusters, that's like
Yeah,
always something I saw in an ad for JC Penney.
yeah. It's a Boscov's is it's like local to like this area. Like we're
Mhm.
probably as south as they are. They're from like up like north in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania, and like the stores down here are probably this far south as you go. It's kind of, yeah, it's like an old department store. It's there's not a lot of them around
Mhm.
anymore, but yeah, that was her store. But she can't get out anymore. So unfortunately for her, I feel bad for her because that was her thing,
Mhm.
shopping. She'd be out there all day on Saturday or Sunday getting them deals. There's there's a there's a girl I was following on TikTok who she does stuff with the TikTok shop, but she's a couponer and she's always, and I'm like, I look at her things and I'm like, I get like so confused. I'm like, what did she do? Because she does stuff like she goes and she'll buy something at Walgreens. And then I think I figured, I'm like, what is she doing? Oh, she's going and buying something cheap to get the coupon, and then she goes
Right.
back and buys stuff. I'm like, oh, you can do that? I gotta start doing that. And also on TikTok, I've been too much TikTok lately. But there's this girl, and I'll have to tell you her name. Figure it out. She is like a dumpster, like a literal dumpster diver.
Mhm.
She is diving behind. She found, those super expensive Dyson hair dryer curler thingies.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She found one complete. She's like, "Oh, I hope the cord's not cut. I hope the cord's, no cord."
Yeah.
It was completely. It was like a green and pink. It was like a weird color, but it was
Uh-huh.
all together and all kinds of stuff she found. I was like, "Dang, I need to
There's this
dumpster
girl I used
dive."
to watch, and I know Resell to Ride has watched them. Her name is
Hmm.
Breath Kissed on YouTube. She
What's it
dumpster
again?
dives. Breath kiss. It's like
Breath.
breakfast, but
Okay. Breath.
BREAFKAST.
Okay.
Breath
Okay.
kissed.
Like
I used to
backwards, yeah.
watch her
Like
a
a little
ton.
kid would say
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
She said that she got that name because that's how she used to pronounce
Yeah. Uh-huh.
breakfast.
Okay.
So she just called her channel Breakfast. But
Yeah.
um I really like her. She's from Texas
Hmm.
and she when I used to watch her a lot, she dumpster dive and basically store it all at her house and in the summer do like a big like name your price garage sale.
Yeah.
But from what I saw the last time she did one, she actually priced stuff probably because people would take stuff super cheap. But that's
Right.
what she would do and I think that's really cool cuz she'd find some really great
Wow.
stuff.
I know this
She'd
girl.
go to like malls or apartments.
I watched um like I said, I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, and so I watched a bunch of her videos and now I'm gonna follow Brefkest. um, I don't want to play her video. I just want to follow her.
No,
Um,
she's really good. I like her videos.
but yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. So she was like, that was I think a Sephora dumpster dive. She she went somewhere else and they had like a bunch of curling irons, like beach wavers or something, but they cut the cords. She's
Mhm.
like, that's fine. Somebody will fix them. And I'm sure, somebody could. But like, it's
Oh
just,
yeah.
it kills me when you see stuff. And then because I was watching her, I think on my For You page, a guy came up that was dumpster diving and where was he? He was behind something. Anyway, it was a whole bunch of blankets and they were cute little kitty, like the fuzzy, soft blankets. They had like characters on them or something, but they spray painted over
Mhm.
them. I was like, oh, that's just sucks.
I
But
have
yeah.
dumpster dove before at like a Dollar General and I found like
Hmm.
this wicker ottoman where one of the feet on it were actually broken, but it's just cheap screws and you could just like literally take the feet off and I
Yeah.
sold the wicker ottoman for like $20. Like
Oh wow.
and there was a bunch of Halloween stuff. This was years ago when I lived here in Lincoln before.
Hmm.
Um but I know probably when it's college move out time, I know there's probably a ton of stuff to be found over at the college here.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I didn't do it last year because I'm only like 15 minutes from, and that's where I went to college. The
Mhm.
city, the town. And I was thinking of that because like people say just go during college move out because kids just leave stuff everywhere.
They
I
just
was like,
throw so
dang,
much stuff
I
away.
know.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I mean maybe it's now, but I don't really remember people leaving a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like
Right.
now I see like some of these dorms, these kids, they're decked out. We were like,
Right.
you know, we had a couple milk crates and back in the day. You had some milk crates and a fridge, a little mini fridge. That's about it. And and then your personal items.
Right.
But these kids like have furniture and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, apparently it's crazy down there from what I've heard when they move out. And I'm like, oh wow. But yeah, I thought about that this summer. That's so hey, there's a tip for everybody if you're near a college town. I might try it out this year. I might go down there.
That'd be cool.
Hmm.
Maybe if I get some time. I even told Jessica and Zena when they come here for Planes to Profit, if they want to go dumpster diving in Omaha, I will go with them.
Nice.
Because none of us are from there, so what's the worst
Yeah.
that can happen?
I mean, I feel like I would do it, but I don't know if I'd want to go alone.
Yeah, that's the
Like
thing.
somebody would have to come
I've
with
wanted
me.
to, and my husband, like, even if there's something on the side of the road, like
Hmm.
at the end of someone's driveway,
Yeah.
I want to go grab it. He's like, no, he like does not want me to do that. I'm
Oh,
like,
see,
it's at the
mine
end of the
mine'll do it.
driveway.
Mine'll do
No,
it.
he won't.
Mine'll do it. Yeah, I want to. It makes me want to. I feel like though everywhere I would go, there's probably like security or something. You know what I mean? Like chasing you out,
Yeah, I know like the mall here
the
probably
malls and
does.
stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm. But yeah, so that's my not much eBay related, but kind of reselling related because I didn't sell anything this week. I sold a couple things and they were like $10 things. So
Well, today I
everybody
listed
says, "Oh,
some,
January's good." I'm like, "Oh, I hope my January's good."
like, today I listed some candlesticks that have been
Mhm.
sitting here from
Oh,
that
those
glass
Moser
buy.
ones?
Moser, amethyst
Yeah.
purple, and I was like, I saw one candlestick for that sold for $60. I'm like, okay, I'll just list the set for 120.
Yeah.
Sells in 5 minutes. I'm like, man, I wonder how much I could have gotten. But I just looked up Moser purple candlesticks, and there wasn't a lot on there. But mine was
And
the only set
there's
with
2
that
there's
style.
was yours the 1S or 2? 'Cause I think there's 2 different Moser, Moser.
Oh, mine was 1S.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
didn't know how to spell
There's 2
Moser.
No, there's 2 different there's 2
Like,
different
it's not
companies,
marked
I
or
think.
anything, but Google Lens
Is
came
that
up
what it does?
with
Yeah,
that.
those were
Yeah.
beautiful. Those were
Yeah.
beautiful, and I saw
They're
that you
really
sold
pretty.
them.
Like,
Mhm.
when you look at the glass, it's super shiny. I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
something about the quality of the glass. Like, if you look at
Yeah.
just a,
Mhm.
cheap, clear candlesticks,
Right.
like, the
Mhm.
clarity with these purple ones were so much better compared to,
Yeah. They're
but,
they're they're gorgeous. Yeah. Um I think of the 2, because I think there is one that's with 2 S's or something. I think yours
but
is
yeah,
the is
I just
yours
Google Lens
the
and it came up, so
yours is the 1S is the one that sells
mhm.
better and is more
And I had never
expensive.
heard of this brand before.
That is a
This
brand
is
that I
my
only
first,
know
like
of it. I've never found it, but Crazy Lamp Lady. That's how I know of it.
oh. Anyways,
And
I'm
that's
happy. I'm like,
yeah.
easy, like, I think just because of that, I've made, like, a lot of my money back because I
Mhm.
think I got
In
these
the
from the
buy.
second time I went back over there.
Mhm.
So I think I already made my money back at that point, and I still have some glass that needs listed, but my glass shelf is so full right now. I've literally, um, I've literally just stuffed that shelf, and, like, I
Yeah.
only list as I sell. So, and I did list a couple of really good Fenton pieces today, like, one's a hand-painted basket, the other one's a larger basket it's got, like, the maker's stamp on the handle.
Mhm.
Like, there's,
Yeah.
like, different designs for the stamp. So it has
Mhm.
that. Um, yeah, just been working on
That's
that.
awesome.
Reached 500 subscribers on YouTube
Oh,
the other
yes, we
day.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're
Went
live. Yeah.
live. I couldn't believe that. I just was like, I'm gonna wake up and go live today, and I ended up being on there for, like, almost 3 hours, I think. Um, so yeah, that's super exciting. And we got to, what, 160 here, I
Yeah,
believe,
I'm
on
looking
Flippin'
to see.
Fantastic.
Yep, 160. Woohoo.
Yeah, so that's really good. So
We want to
I'm
get
not monetized.
200 by our year anniversary. Come on.
Maybe. Um, I'm not monetized yet. I have to get my watch hours up to get, like,
Mhm.
the 500 subscriber monetized, but
Yeah.
it's still cool. And I've been getting comments on videos, and, like, my one GoPro video already had, last I checked, it had 1,100 views, which GoPro videos
Nice.
always do good. I'm like, if I ever want to put less effort into YouTube, I'm just going to do GoPro videos only, because that's, like, what people want to watch
Really? I'm gonna
is,
have to
yeah.
gonna have to get on that.
Or I mean just shopping, like wearing a camera and shopping. People
Yeah.
love that.
Mhm.
So, and also with the whole glass buy thing, there was a bunch of floral frogs that I bought. Um, Somebody messaged me, which I'll mention it here on this podcast, but I was gonna mention it on my channel too. Someone messaged me. Um, they said, "Hello, I have an educational website on the subject of flower frogs, with a page introducing collectors to Viking flower lights," which is what I was selling. I had a few floral frog flower lights that were Viking.
Yeah.
So this person owns, I guess, myflowerfrogs.com. They also have a Facebook page, but they asked to use my listing
Yeah.
photos. And I was
Mhm.
like, sure. And then they
Mhm.
also shared my listing in their Facebook page
Yeah,
on their
that's
Facebook
nice.
page.
That's cool.
And I came across this really weird floral frog that I sent to him, and I was just like, hey, like, check it out. Let me know, like, if you have any info. But that's really cool. So, and the guy I've been buying glass from says he has more floral frogs somewhere because he said he went to some auction and there was just tons of them. I was like, man, if I would have known that, knowing what I know now of floral frogs, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It's crazy collectible, I guess. I would have bought as much as I could, but he says he has more, so I might reach out after the new year, or if he reaches out to me sooner, um, hopefully there will be more, because I've been having fun shipping those out, because one person bought like 3 of them from me as I
Wow.
listed them. They pretty much just
Yeah,
kept buying them, so
you got like fancy ones, not just like a
they're like they described it as like a UFO shape, and they
yeah.
had like 3 feet, but this
Mm-hmm.
other one I have, it's like a disc, it's like huge, it's like a plate, but it's got the floral
Mm-hmm.
frog thing in the middle, so I
Yeah.
gotta check out that. But sales, I don't know, sales have been slowing down. I was doing really good about a week ago, but now it's
Yeah.
just kind
It's
of
fine.
slowing down, which I think,
Yeah, it's
because
fine.
of
If I remember correctly, it picked up like like I made sales like the day after Christmas. So hopefully I'm gonna get some more stuff listed. Although tomorrow is like you said, I have a bunch of errands to run. I have my son has a half day. I have to pick him up, and then I gotta paint.
yeah,
So,
that'll
but
be me
if I get
tomorrow
some
is
pictures, um, then while I'm watching you guys Thursday, I can list while I'm at with my
yeah, and I
sister.
gotta get that done too. I
Yeah.
got probably like 5 items up already, but I need to get some more. Um, what is that? Oh, Amy responded to shared those candlesticks in
Mhm.
um the Trash to Cash Discord.
Yeah, I saw that they were awesome.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping I'm building a good relationship with this person and that, if they just buy cool glass and they want to sell it to somebody, they'll take it and resell it.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a great
Mhm.
it's a great thing. It's pretty much like, shed flips. They have their guy that'll find stuff for them and buy it. They'll buy it
Yeah.
from him and sell it. I'd love to have that because it kind
Mhm.
of takes some off your plate.
Yeah.
Now, as far as finding somebody to list for me is another thing. Oh, hey, my camera finally focused.
Yeah, you've been focused for a little bit.
um, but yeah, that's all I got, guys. I don't know if Mo has anything else.
Nope. Merry
We'll be,
Christmas, you
yeah,
filthy
have a Merry
animals.
Christmas. And
And
hopefully soon we'll be bringing on a guest onto the show. I don't know
mhm.
how soon, but hopefully
Maybe
soon because we haven't had
maybe
one.
like the new year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be good. Let's going on.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a
Everybody
guest
calms down a
since.
little bit.
Yeah, we
Since we
haven't had a
had
guest since Teresa,
yeah, Grams.
and that was
Teresa.
September. Man, time flies.
I can't believe it's already the end of the year.
Me neither. It still feels like summer was just here. And
I know. I know.
anyways, well, we
All
hope you
right.
guys have a great Christmas,
Yep.
and we'll see you guys right before the new year next
Yes.
week.
The
That's
number one
crazy.
the number one reselling podcast amongst our 3 friends will be here next week. Not like these other slackers who are taking off. Just saying.
Ken and Corey. Bye, guys.
Bye.